Eastern Standard Time.
Some daylight time.
Pledge of Allegiance. Kristen, you want to start us off?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Chairman update. I don't have much of one. August 5th is the town meeting at 7 o'clock at the Thompson Public Library. Referendum will be at all your normal polling places. August 19th, noon to 8. Get out and vote. Bring your friends, bring your grandparents. We need participation. The numbers have been too low and we need to get more people out. And that's all I have. So citizens' comments. We'll start on Zoom.
We'll end on Zoom.
Any citizens' comments? Going once, going twice. No comments on Zoom. We have no citizens here in the room. All right, so I'll enter into budget workshop.
So, Danielle prepared for you. I updated the revised recommendations for budget reductions with the new $50,000 that was added. So the charge in front of you is to cut $500,000, and the same budget items are there in front of you. Bill and I went over them today. The reason being it's important to come to a decision to balance the budget tonight is because we have a school year to open, and we need to know where we're pulling things from, and if we are letting people go. July 1st is already passed, right? So we're not going to get the full benefit of the numbers that are here. So we have to move on that, and that's why. Thank you for meeting on a summer night to kind of balance this budget. If we have to make more reductions, then that will be other decisions that the board has to make. But if we could just get this budget balanced out so that we can open up POs. I have to meet with all the secretaries. You know, I took reductions out of their budgets from the original budget that they don't know yet, so their POs they can't process. Okay. And Bill is hoping for August 1st to open up the POs for them to start processing supplies. As it is, I anticipate a supply delay because we're late into the summer ordering.
All right. Everybody has Superintendent Smith's recommendations.
I know
we have to come up with $500,000, you said?
$500,000
minimum.
Yes. So I know that there was conversation in your previous meetings by some board members where they really wanted to take a look at the special education line and make decisions around that and add more money in that line. We have not had a significant sway either way in district, people leaving or people coming as of today. So I can't bring you any good news that people have moved out of district. The ones I gave you as of this date are still with us. And I have had no news yet that any other students with big need have moved in, but it's really early in the summer.
Okay. But we also don't have any further numbers of anybody who is moved out or is discontinuing educational services.
Correct.
More than what we already know here.
Correct. What you know, this is most current as of today. And I went over that with Dr. Jones. So that section that says special education current student program status, those are the students that I was able to pull that 215 out of. That wasn't included when we originally built the budget.
Okay.
And as a reminder, those were the kids that it was at the end of the year whether or not they were going to move on to transition or if they were going to continue on, and some had decided to pull out of the program.
Okay.
I know that everybody asked for an impact, you know, I know Justin Young asked for an impact statement on each budget reduction request or recommendation. So they're listed there. There's a drawback to every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So on this 2-page document, comes out to 555,000 plus.
Exactly.
This is all new to our previous cuts?
No,
Seems
no.
like some of these
We
were.
haven't
these are the
done
same.
any.
We haven't actually had anything.
We haven't
just
talked any.
Okay.
Since the board hasn't voted,
Right.
the one thing we pulled off here, and I think I put it in my briefs, is I did recommend taking the payroll secretary from full-time to part-time. Bill is concerned about the impact on Bill Staglitz is concerned about the impact on his time and being able to manage that right now. I'm not saying that's gonna be off all future conversations,
Mhm.
but for right now, Bill is not in a position to be able to take on that extra workload. But I think as we start to try to reorganize and regroup, we may have to really seriously look at some things.
2 questions regarding that. A, is the payroll secretary willing to work half-time? And B, does the payroll secretary also do the town, the municipal payroll?
No. No, and of
Dedicated-
course,
oh, sorry.
yeah, he would not want to move down to part-time.
No, so then we'd need somebody else if that happened, and could you get somebody that is willing? So it's a slippery,
Right.
okay.
But Bill made a good case that this isn't the right time for it. And I agree with him.
Yeah, yeah. There's
So I
only so
took it
much
off.
one Staglitz can do.
Yeah. There's only so much he can do, you're right.
There's another aspect of that too that's interesting, that we normally get pressure. Now that we were chatting about the auditors before, we actually get the reverse from the auditors. They're always trying to push us to not necessarily just the school, but to add another position to finance and the combined
Right,
finance
right.
department. So going the other way, I actually just thought of this because we were chatting about the auditors. We might get some pushback from them too.
Mm.
That's an interesting,
Mhm.
that just popped into my head.
Well, we're lucky to have a guy working with you as well.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, he helps a ton.
Heather?
So does this, all these cuts totaling the 555,000, blah, 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 does this reflect the retroactive pay that also is hitting this budget based on, so we technically will have an 80,000 or something deficit to the budget?
That hit, all the retro pay was
Last year.
classified
Last
into
year.
26.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And we don't know.
Because all of that was technically, think about it, it was actually earned over the last 2 years, but we can't go back
Yes.
2 years. So we have to put it in 26.
And we don't even have a guesstimation of where we're gonna land for FY '26.
No, and that's largely because there's a lot of grant-related work still left to do, and it's the normal other stuff that we talk about every year in terms of closing POs and that stuff. It's only the middle of July, so we're still getting June bills in every day.
I just handed over
Yeah.
$10,000 in legal bills today.
And does the health insurance reflect current status
Yes.
of people? So anybody that's maybe gotten married or
Oh,
changed stuff?
what's in the
or-
budget?
Yes.
It reflects the status that was present when we cast the budget.
Do we know if the status
I don't think
between
we've
then
had
and
a
now
lot
is
of
different?
people.
We've had births.
Which is
And we have a few more coming.
Yeah.
wonderful, but not for the budget.
Right, I just want to make sure that we're capturing all of the potentially unforeseen. And I'm not proposing this, and I'm not necessarily saying that I like this idea, but it was mentioned previously regarding health insurance, and I actually, when it was mentioned, I was like, oh gosh, that's a crazy thought. But then I had heard that there's is it MapFree in Webster? They do this with their employees, in that if your spouse has health insurance, that they require them to go on their health insurance before they go on
How do you
They-
legally require
That would-
I don't know.
That
I
would
just thought it was
require-
crazy when it was discussed, and but I have heard businesses actually do that.
Businesses do, and that was gonna go right down the negotiate,
Yep.
contract
Okay.
negotiation route. That would never fly.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kristen?
I have a question about, so if we get rid of all the permanent subs, but you're not actually, you're still gonna need people, so where's
Correct.
that money? Where are we gonna get?
So what's gonna happen is the daily sub line will probably go over.
Right.
It is a, we're gonna get rid of the permanent subs, and the permanent subs could take healthcare. They're given, 185 days of work. But it's for convenience sake, and not only that, it's for consistency for students, that at least the permanent subs know the routine of the building, know the kids. And that's why, years ago, we proposed having permanent subs. It doesn't mean that we still don't call in other subs, because we
Right.
absolutely do, but we use them first.
Okay, I'm just looking at it as, is it really cutting anything if we're gonna be basically paying all that in day-to-day subs instead?
It's gonna make another line go up.
I think Kathleen is here, hold on. Are you at the
There's
door?
but there's no way of determining.
I'll be there in
what.
1 second.
Depends on
I'll
the
get it. You're in the
health
chair.
of-
You need
the
to
Thank you, Matt.
health of
Yeah.
the staff, how many sick days they take. I mean,
They
it's,
haven't health insurance, the permanent subs, is that? or
they
no?
can get
Take
health
it.
insurance.
So that's a delta that wouldn't be in a daily rate.
That's true.
Right. I just gave you their flat
Yeah,
salary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things that it's a position that's outside of a classroom teacher.
Yeah.
So I was cherry picking at those.
Mhm.
And then, sorry, to go back to classroom teachers, we had a resignation in the elementary, right? And that, are we filling that position?
So that position does have to be filled. It's a grade 1. I just talked to Danielle this morning about that. That's gonna have to go out there. I've been keeping that in my back pocket. Preschool isn't mandatory, but I give you I don't think it's wise to cut early childhood when it has long-term impact. So, especially when the governor's whole movement is on, creating more early childhood spots. We're trying to bring in infant and toddler care to the district, right, for our employees. And so what are we doing? But it's a non-mandatory class. And so if we're starting to look at what's not mandatory or what the board doesn't feel is essential. But none of these are items that, except for the high school science teacher, we've been able to figure the schedule out. Kim Steglitz, bless her soul, has been able to figure that out. There is a math position open at the middle school. If we don't get a math teacher, we may have to work a schedule by using other staff to cover that class. It's not ideal, but it might have to happen. But right now, the only position I can cut is that science teacher that we held going into this budget because we thought we were going to fill it, but we can manage as long as AP Bio runs, because to me that's a gateway class, and Kim was able to make that run, so I'm okay with keeping it at 3 right now.
So they took 50,000,
Mhm.
okay,
Yes.
I know that, they took 50, so we need to find
500.
500, okay, 500, yeah. Okay. And that science teacher is?
82.
uh,
And that was
82.
salary and benefits
Okay.
of the person that left before.
Okay. So, I don't have my notes from the other one. We're definitely doing the 18. The adult is a no-brainer.
Correct. We were discussing the permanent subs because reducing that is gonna cause the other daily sub line to go up.
Right, but we could reduce it by 1. If we reduce that by 1, I mean, we're not going to disrupt the whole system.
Right,
I mean, that saves 27. They don't get benefits or anything.
They do, but I don't know if any of these particular people take it.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think so.
Yeah.
They're available, but
Okay,
they
so
don't.
the 27 is the actual number, Bill?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for
Okay,
each.
so they don't take benefits, okay.
I looked them up at
Okay.
the time I put this together.
Okay. May I continue?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you. All right, now if we put that new split position and save the 82,000 in the budget, the guidance and the secretary together in the elementary, is that where it is?
Yeah, there's a elementary.
Oh, okay, I see
The
that.
least senior secretary is
Okay.
at the elementary level, and I will say, one of our best secretaries at the elementary level. She's very efficient. That's the kicker. She will lose her position.
Okay, well, and that's where a lot of the activity happens in the
Mhm.
elementary school for a secretary, I would presume.
Right.
One of the impact is the fact that on a daily basis as well, 340 kids at the elementary, who's going on what bus in the morning,
Yeah.
who's going home somewhere else in the afternoon. I mean, we
Right.
would have someone there in the afternoon for sure, because we have to, because of, somebody has to stay for the buses until they clear.
Right, but then you have the morning where the fathers are calling in because the kids are not gonna come to school, and there's a lot of activity in the morning too, I would presume.
There is, actually, elementary, that's why there's two secretaries. The elementary is a beehive of activity,
Right.
almost all day.
I would presume that it would be.
Yeah.
So why not, there's only one secretary in the middle school?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And one secretary up at the high school?
Yes, and then there's a guidance secretary. That person's responsible for all the guidance
Right.
transcripts and
Okay.
all that stuff.
Right.
But you said there's currently 2 in Mary Fisher?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So this would be reducing it to 1.5?
Correct.
So
And then
you're proposing to do 1.5 secretaries at Mary R. Fisher?
Correct.
Okay. Well, then that isn't as
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, it is what it is, I
Yes,
think.
what we have to do is
Yeah.
what we have to do.
I know. And so my job is to take the personality away, even though there are people behind the numbers. I have to remove myself from
Mhm.
that and be objective.
Right. As long as it's, a 1.5 isn't as bad as only a half a secretary would.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
You couldn't live with only half a secretary down there.
Oh, God, no.
No.
That would be a recipe for the disaster.
Disaster. But 1.5, you've got coverage. Whether you decide you're gonna put there in the morning or in the
Yeah.
afternoon would be up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have to do it, we have to do it. I mean, we've discussed the crossing guard.
We feel comfortable with that. Greg feels comfortable with that.
Taking that away?
Yes.
Oh, as long as he's comfortable with it?
He's gonna take Chris from the high school and
Mhm.
put him out in the front
Okay.
to cross the kids across Route 12. I don't say eliminate it, because Route 12 you need a
A
crossing
nightmare.
guard
Oh,
there.
especially with that curve and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as long as Greg is comfortable and he's willing to put someone there.
Yeah.
Then because we had not taken that into account, because we
Mhm.
needed a crossing guard there, but if Greg's gonna cover it.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so we can take that 12.
He felt comfortable with that.
Okay. I'm saying the 57 for the, are we writing any of this down? No.
I'm checking it.
I'm keeping a running tab.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Okay, you're a good girl.
I try.
I'm going for the second shift custodian too. I think we're gonna have to do that.
Yep.
And if you're comfortable with the science teacher,
We've got that worked out.
okay. And then the rest, I say, take from the special ed. Because we came in with a lower number and then we bumped it up for our presentation. And so we're covered. When we first put the budget together, we started with a lower number for our special ed.
Correct.
And we bumped it up for the presentation. So we can always say, hey, when we estimated, in our original budget, we estimated X amount of dollars.
We made an adjustment
Yeah.
based on the kids that came in.
Mhm.
Right.
That's
Well,
what the
That's what
increase
the
was for.
adjustment, yeah.
It
Because we
wasn't a
had some
cushion.
late folks move in, and it was early enough in the process where we could react. In past years, that's happened after the.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah, so we couldn't adjust the budget, so that's why we did.
I understand why we made that
Yeah.
adjustment, but we can always fall back on when we made the budget originally, that kid wasn't here, so we
Right.
didn't know that.
That's true.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to do that, and then go back to the town and say, hey, you know, sorry about
Right.
that, but,
And if I might go into the.
and who
problem-
knows, that kid may leave.
Right, exactly, which is kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I think we have a better idea of who's going to age out, but we don't have a great idea of who's gonna come in.
Yeah,
Because
well,
that can happen
well, yes,
September 1st.
but,
Tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
but we don't have crystal balls.
No.
I mean, that's the only place we have left to go.
And then the only other thing that we were discussing earlier is, do we restore the halftime guidance counselor at Marriott Fisher, or do we just forfeit that position? I do have a tentative agreement with Putnam. If we wanted to split it, they'll pick up the other half, and that person will maintain a full-time job. My worry about Marriott Fisher and guidance is that she takes care of quite a few programming, and that would fall to the social worker, who's already a homeless liaison and a few other hats that she wears, so.
We need to retitle her then. It's not a guidance counselor in the first grade, I mean, in the elementary.
Oh, no,
school.
you can have elementary guidance, that's her certification.
Yeah.
What I explained earlier was, when we got the mental health grant, there was a criteria of the type of people you could hire, and guidance counselor was one of them. There were no social workers available coming out of COVID. So that was a 3-year grant. That expired this year. There's
Okay.
no extension on it. So we either absorb that position, which I don't think we're in a position to absorb the whole fee, or we just keep it eliminated and just manage with what we have. That's,
No, we've been given the percentage of our kids that need assistance.
yeah, there's a lot of counseling and small group and conflict resolution. Or Jessica had another idea, split the middle school, one of the middle school guidance counselors, and put that person half-time to the elementary.
Okay, I'm gonna give somebody else a
Okay.
chance.
Kristen?
If I added everything up, leaving out the secretary split, I have 490,789. So it's like,
Close.
I need like 9,000 more dollars to feel.
Got any ideas?
Danielle?
I'm looking at Bill.
I mean, instead of
I mean,
overcutting.
if I can, so guys, I have another worksheet here that if you guys want to make edits, we can
Okay.
adjust and I can give you updated numbers. But as I listen to the room, total right now, we're at 555, we have to come up with 500,000. I guess one thing we considered, to Kathleen's point about the permanent subs, if we, the amount that we have overcut at the point right now is essentially
Two people.
two part-time, two full-time subs, permanent subs. If we wanted to, Kathleen, you had mentioned just cutting one permanent sub. If we left the 2 permanent subs in the middle school, just because it's nice round numbers, the 54 and which would bring us down to around 500,000. And we shifted one of the other permanent subs, we only cut one of the other 2 and moved that 27,000 into special ed. You come in right around 500,000, you've only cut one permanent sub. I was just kind of toying with the numbers. I don't know what you think of that, Melinda. It struck me that 2 of the permanent subs is essentially the amount that we've kind of oversaved or overcut.
I think out of everything on this list, the thing that bothers me the most, if you were to ask me, if I had Melinda, you got one wish, what would you restore? The one wish I would restore is the elementary secretary. That one is concerning to me. I understand taking it down to half-time. I would almost sacrifice the guidance counselor, because at this point, I don't want to compromise the operation of the school. So I'm kind of torn there.
Daniela, you had your hand up.
So I was just going to say, I don't think it'd be wise to get rid of the, I guess, guidance counselor position in the middle school, in the elementary school. I think right now we're seeing a lot of kids really struggling. Unfortunately, a lot of kids spend a lot of time on the electronic devices, which is causing a lot of emotional dysregulation. I think we're seeing an uptick in that for kids. And I think they really do need somebody there to talk to help, when they're struggling. And we are starting to see a little bit bigger class sizes too, because we've had to cut teachers, right?
Exactly.
And so she plays that vital role when a kid is having an issue. I also agree, I don't think cutting from the secretary position. I think she does a lot. Where's that work going to fall on, right? I think those 2 places I would like to see stay, personally. I just think elementary is the hardest for kids, right? Like, they're leaving their parents, they're going to school, they're starting off. And if we don't have a good foundation for them in elementary, when they get to middle school, what's it going to look like? And middle school's already hard enough with hormones raging and all the things going on. So I feel like if we can give them a good foundation, start in elementary, then maybe we see less problems come middle school.
The option still is to split that position with Putnam and at least maintain her half-time, if she even would take it.
Right.
So my 2 cents is, I'm in favor of everything Melinda has presented, including adding in the guidance counselor. The only exception, in my opinion, would be to delete 2 permanent subs at the tune of 54, because I'm really not comfortable with not accounting for the special ed students that we currently have and currently know we have. I would rather roll the dice on maybe not needing as many subs over the course of the year and not having to pay the potential benefits for a potential full-time sub than rolling the dice with a known expenditure, So if I were to vote right now, that would be my vote, is that we take this as written, with the exception of pulling out 2 permanent subs, getting you right around that
And
$500,000.
that would bring the cut to 501,731, so just over 500,000.
Matt?
I agree with what Heather just said. This is all nauseating. And the half the secretary, half the guidance counselor, it's all difficult. You could say elementary school is hard to adjust to. We obviously have problems in middle school. That's hard too. It's all hard. This is all hard. And I'm just gonna go on public record and say parents are gonna have to start stepping up and being parents and guiding their children. And that's, we can't do everything for everybody all the time, and it's just painful to say. It's painful to say. I'm not advocating that we shouldn't be, but if it's got to come from something, it's going to have to come from something. And it's, I have a really, this is painful to sit here and have this conversation.
Yep.
So.
Kristen?
I feel like in regards to guidance, I would prefer to take one from the middle school because they have less kids, and they also have Becky who deals with tons of behaviors. So when I look at it that way, they have like kind of 3 people, so even though.
If you were gonna reduce 2 permanent subs, one would come from the middle school and the other from the high school, because as far as I'm concerned, there's some open periods with the staff that they could cover. There's coverage up there. And so we would not have that permanent sub at the high school, for sure. Elementary and middle at least need one.
It's also mind-blowing to me how little the permanent subs make.
I know, they make $150 a day, unless they're a retired permanent sub, but we don't have any of those, and they make $175. The idea, I think, back in the day, Kathleen, if you remember, and Heather and Jess, you might have been there too, and when Bob was here and we had the conversation, we couldn't get day-to-day subs.
I remember.
And what was attractive, right, Matt was here, and what was attractive is that somebody had work every day.
Right.
And they didn't have to shift around.
Yep.
But we've never changed even the daily rate.
Yeah.
And I don't know I haven't even done an analysis with other districts, but I think the permanency is why people are, we've been able to hang on to people like Lee Blanchett and people that have been here with us.
And thank them for, I am thanking them for doing it for such a
I know.
a low rate. It's wow.
Yeah. It's less than, the same rate as a para. Right.
So I don't know if we're looking for a motion.
No, because we've got to go through another referendum. There's no point.
No, we
Oh,
have
we
to
have
in order
to.
to be able to do POs for this coming school year.
We get to
have to have
balance
it.
the
Oh,
budget
that's right. They
today.
did set a mill rate, so we are going to, okay.
If that's the case, we want to keep the permanent subs, is that what you're saying?
Deleting 2 permanent subs at the tune of $54,000.
I will make the
Otherwise
motion
it's-
that we make all the suggested cuts on this 2-page document from Superintendent Smith, all of them except for or including the 2, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
we're going to accept Melinda's reduction recommendations with the exception of we are only going to reduce 2 permanent subs.
Right.
And we will accept the budget restoration of the $44,058 for the guidance counselor to be added back in to get us to the
01,730.
Well, since Heather made it, I will second it.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No, not for me.
All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No. You didn't ask, but I'll say no.
No, that's, I don't know where I sit.
You got to do it, you got to do it.
I would still rather see a guidance counselor.
Okay,
than
so-
your pay.
So I have a question.
You've got the list of what we actually cut?
So it's going to be the 18,000 on the supplies, 25,000 on
Yeah.
adult education, 54,000 out of permanent subs, 82,000 on the secretary split position, 12,000 on the crossing guard, 215,789 out of special education, 57 for a second shift custodian,
Yep.
82 for the high school science teacher, and then a recall amount, so you're adding
Adding
back
back
in
44,058
for a elementary guidance counselor. I'm going to say no, which makes us 3-3.
We're tied.
Because I feel in the same vein in regards to the guidance counselor position at the elementary. We have the staff.
you're putting back, you're saying no to adding guidance counselor at the
She wants
elementary?
the full-time back.
So the increase
So
would
the
go
only
to
other
88.
thing.
No,
No.
as in
We're
we
gonna move
use
on
our
from the
middle
middle
school
school.
staff.
I see.
So in other words, you're saying no
Mhm.
because you don't want to split that part-time position.
No, right here, Kathleen. She's saying, don't add this in and then split a middle school guidance counselor.
Oh, okay.
So in
Because we
other words,
already have
eliminate
them,
that.
So why spend
I
45,000
can, I can be in favor of
Yeah.
that. I really, it does.
And I
who
hate
the
that we're
person
even
is
to this
doesn't
point.
bother me, so if that's a better fit,
but-
then.
It's not that I want to do it.
Right, I
Right,
don't
no,
want to
I know.
do it.
Right, I-
My
I
concern is
understand.
what
I really
happens
don't
when
wanna
this
see that
referendum doesn't pass.
Then we
I'll
get,
end up
we
having to
we go
cut
back to your
the
suggestion,
secretary.
and we end up splitting, we end up
Okay.
taking this back out
True.
and splitting the middle school.
True.
So pass this one now, and we're gonna be back at the table.
True.
Because we know this is the best way to go, best for the kids.
Right, well, even Melinda said though, that if she could pick one thing, she would save the
Or we
secretary.
split this one with Putnam.
So,
We'll
Do
do
that
that,
instead
doing
of-
at the 44 that is splitting it with Putnam.
No, that's not splitting it with Putnam.
Yes,
20.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
No, yeah, it is.
It is splitting
Yeah,
it with Putnam?
her pay is 88, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's splitting with Putnam. All right, so if we took this one out,
Mm-hmm.
if, this is splitting it with Putnam.
Yep.
So if we leave this in now,
Mm-hmm.
and we're back at the table,
We make that decision at that point in time.
yes.
I just,
Question
So-
about that is,
mm-hmm.
we leave it in now.
yes.
Ms. Miucci is listening,
Of course.
and
then
rightly
she
so,
doesn't
that's fine.
Right.
We leave it in now, knowing full well that in a month we might take it back out again.
That's not fair to
And
And it's not
she
fair to
needs,
her.
she needs to get on with her life.
That position's status is laid off,
Oh, okay.
so there's no recall.
I know, but that's still,
It
this is
feels
people we're
yucky.
talking about, either we do it or we don't do it.
You're right.
I hate to say it that way, and I hate to be, this is a brutal process. This is brutal things to do, and if we're gonna do it, we should just do it. And I hate to say that, but,
Right. What is best for our kids?
well, none of this is best for the kids.
Well, I understood that, but I mean, we got our backs up against the wall.
Had our backs up against the wall for the last 10 years.
Yeah, well, I understand.
and-
Every year we go through this, Matt, and you know
Yes, I
it.
know it, and I'm
And this is getting-
disgusted.
We're trying to do what is best. If we can do this, if this referendum passes, this,
It's all needed. All this stuff is needed.
everything is needed here, but, and our kids need special help, and we know our kids need some more special services than they get. And this is only part-time, you know? And the middle school needs a full-time guy.
They have two though.
No, they have to?
Yep.
Yeah, so why,
All right.
That's my
then I'm
point
gonna-
of why.
Then I'll
Okay.
say, then let's eliminate it and go around again
Okay.
and bring one down. I mean, that's,
Yeah, we need a new motion.
okay.
Can you just amend the motion to
Well, the
eliminate
other-
No, it failed.
No, it
Oh,
failed.
okay.
It failed,
I see.
and if it's
Okay.
in a tie, it fails, so, all right, let's do that.
Can I have Bill add the numbers for what we're at for reductions then if we do the 18,000 on the supplies, the 25,000 for adult education, 54,000 in 2 permanent subs, 12,000 in the crossing guard, 215,789 in special education, 82 for the TMHS science teacher.
Did you skip the
Custodian?
custodian?
I did for a minute.
Okay.
There's a method to the madness.
Okay,
Gotcha.
hold
I know
on.
where you're going.
Did you skip the custodian or the split of the?
I skipped both of those. I wanted to see what the total was.
Okay, so I've got to, on my sheet, I've got to add them back in.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm just set up to do it. I want to make sure I'm getting the right one. So the split secretary and the second shift custodian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
What
the
about
adjustments that are in the number I'm going to tell you
Yep.
are adding back 2 permanent subs, adding back the split secretary positions,
Mm-hmm.
adding back the second shift custodian.
Yep.
That gets you to cuts of $407,000.
Okay.
And then we still have
Not enough.
the.
407, Bill?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so,
What's that plan? It doesn't matter. We're still gonna lose at the secretaries and a custodian.
Yep.
Okay. 'Cause-
But my question, I'm just, Bill,
Mhm.
if we kept the secretary in, but we took out, we still continue to take out the custodian, and we pull out the budget restoration for guidance, where would that leave us?
The cut would be 463,789, so 464.
So we're still 40 grand.
yeah, you need 40 grand.
That's a lot to take out of curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say I could take it out of curriculum, but.
Speaking of curriculum, I wanted to ask, in regards to pathways, like we have a culinary program, that's in place because we don't have family consumer science, correct?
Correct.
So if we were to cut culinary, and I'm not suggesting we do, we would have to still add in an instructor for family consumer science.
It's not a mandatory offering, but you would need it for electives to make the schedule run.
Okay.
That's the issue. And cutting culinary would not.
Right,
No.
it's
No.
not even on my radar, it's
No.
just, there is an obscene amount of chatter as to
I've
why
seen it too, yeah.
are we offering pathway programs, because it's not keeping kids staying. My daughter's class defies that.
Okay, we're looking for $36,000.
I don't know where we're gonna find it,
Bill,
Kathleen.
what's
Either
the total,
subs
do you
or
have
the
the budget in
secretary.
front of you, the full budget?
This is horrendous.
What's the number for curriculum?
141,896.
Right.
141?
896.
142 if you want to round it.
Yeah.
And you had
And we're
already,
looking for
that's, just so you know,
36,000.
Melinda, that's already down from,
Last
that's
year.
down from last year's budget.
It's down to
We were at
2.
155, 156, and you had already, you've been there already, just so you know that.
I know. I was just grasping at straws.
Yeah.
That's the only place I
Right.
can think of to go.
So it's basically either the last 2
Yeah, you got
permanent subs or the split
40,000 in
secretary.
curriculum
Because
development.
if you need
you've got-
46,
You got supplies,
that's
Yeah, oh, yeah.
$54,000.
75,000 in supplies?
That's 7,500, isn't it?
No,
75,000. Oh, we go through that, trust me.
okay.
I mean, that was what
That's
I was
it, those are
looking
the
to.
two
Could we
big
take
ones.
anything else
Professional
from
development and then
supply?
instructive supplies.
or like.
Because I know,
there.
is it true, Bill, the line 58?
Oh boy, here we go. Gotta dust these off.
In front of me, I should have brought it.
Line 58, page 2.
High school admin other objects?
Is that the NIASC
Yes.
line? Do we need that $30,000?
Is it still there?
It's still there.
We could take that out.
That 30,000 is in the budget.
So that's.
If that's considered NIASC, and I thought we did it,
Yeah,
And
we
we're
don't
good
need
for,
NEASC is completed?
Is it completed?
Yeah,
Or do we need 30, right?
Right.
we don't need it now. We won't need it until they come again in 5 years, or 6.
For NEAS, but was there some other reason? Why is that?
That, I
Was it
think. we-
cafeteria related? No.
No,
that
that's a
would've been
separate line.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Line 58, to my knowledge, it was allocated for NEAS. But that's done, and there's 30K in there. That's a full sub.
Was that like
Yeah.
it's
And then we got
stipends
one more
for
side.
them doing,
I don't know if there's
No,
anything
the
additional
curriculum
that
work's
needs to be
coming out of-
done. I don't know
Out
if
of
there's anything
curriculum.
more.
Yeah, they, at the end of the year, everybody gave me all the curriculum,
It's still-
council gave me their proposals, so I'm covering that.
Okay.
Out of curriculum.
It says that admin other objects.
Yes, but there was some document in here at some point.
Yes,
that
you're
said
right.
that it
It
was
is
for
NEAS.
NEAS?
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is
it
the
was allocated for.
Do you remember that? Did we keep it there for anything else, Bill?
That's why I'm,
Are you looking at your
That's
Scroll
notes?
through
Yeah.
his notes really fast.
Well, he hides all these notes in his spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, so then I'm going to throw one more thing out, because
Okay.
this is a public budget workshop. The other comment I received was that the elementary and the middle school could share a principal.
I've heard high
Absolutely
school
not.
and middle.
No,
We tried high school and middle last time before TJ came, and that was a nightmare.
That was a disaster.
Right.
That's
Nobody
two
knows.
different schedules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you that that will be a disaster. There needs to be a full-time, first of all, Mary R. Fisher doesn't have an assistant principal.
Correct.
And has got the highest amount of students. I was a principal with about that many students by myself. It is challenging at best, and I didn't have the level of need that Larry has down at the elementary.
Right.
So I can tell you now that that would not work. Plus, they're on two different schedules.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to compensate a principal to do that. The admin team that you currently have in play is the bare bones that
Right.
you're gonna be able to function unless we did other things. But we looked at that,
Yep.
and it didn't yield us anything.
No.
I think moving forward, we're gonna have to get a little creative with scheduling, but especially moving into next year with all the different contracts coming up. So,
What's the impact
I
of
think that-
going to daylight savings time full-time with kids on the bus in the morning? And
oh,
that was a huge issue last time, wasn't it? Were
not,
you here for that?
no,
It did.
that's more than 10 years ago then.
Okay, yeah, and they did that one year, and kids are out there in the morning and it's dark.
Very dark.
It's still dark for the high
Mhm.
school kids.
Yeah.
It is.
It's dark.
No, it's
All
great.
right.
the only note we had.
The only note,
How are you?
You're buried in
No,
there.
you're right. We have a note in there, NEASC visits, so there's no additional NEASC visits that are
No.
happening?
No, so we
No.
get, that's
So that's
30.
16,000.
We can take that
well,
30.
if we took that 30,
You only need 6,000.
we can take that out of curriculum.
I have a question on that. Does our current welding supply budget account for the
That they're
adult
paying
education
against.
program that they're supposed to be covering the supplies for?
As long as the program runs,
Mhm.
you know, with electric boat being iffy,
what?
as long as what, are they gonna run a session, not run a session? You know, right now they're on a hold for hiring welders.
Oh, I
They just
thought
have
this
to
was
choose.
the
I
whole
thought this was the
basis
whole
of our
thing.
society, was
Right.
welders for submarines.
It is, but right this minute, they've been
Electricity.
a
For the
pause.
state of Vermont.
They pumped the brakes on hiring just right. They've hired all our kids, I'm not worried
Yep.
about that. And then the adult ed program that's running now is full.
Okay.
But I just want to make sure if they're
Yeah.
running something in the fall, they will pay for some of that. So that could boil down, or the supplies could be shifted to Perkins. So there's that. So 10,000 probably could come out of that.
Okay, so
I'm
let's
just
take
trying
6
to-
out of that.
I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul at this point, and that's,
Well, let's
I
take 6
just
out of
made a
that. We're there.
horrendous.
So
All
if
right, so if we took the
30,
$6,000 out of the supply line under manufacturing and welding,
Mhm.
then we get to the number that we're supposed to be at, Bill. Can we recap that?
Sorry.
No, that's.
So that's
why we're
NIA.
set up
30
this
out
way.
of that,
Out of the NIA, the
Line 58.
admin, yeah, line number 58.
Line 58, we're calling it line 58.
admin other,
Yep.
other
The
objects.
full 30, right?
Yes, please.
And then from manufacturing and welding,
6.
Six.
Can I ask another?
Yep. Let's let Bill do his math real quick.
Yeah, and then tell us the positions that you've kept in there so that we can follow along.
And we'd be there.
Unfortunately, I hope we're not back in another month doing this again.
Me too.
This is Thompson.
This is making me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
okay. So, adding back 2 subs, 2 permanent subs.
Can you start with the supply line, like the 18,000?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So everything that's out now,
Yep.
18,000 from supplies, 25 from adult ed,
Yeah,
54,000 for 2 permanent subs,
yeah,
12,000 for the crossing guard,
Yeah.
215,789 for special education,
yeah,
57,000 for the second shift custodian,
yeah.
this 82 for the science teacher at the high school,
Yep.
removing the 30,000 from high school other objects,
Mm-hmm.
and removing 6,000 in supplies from manufacturing and welding. That gets us to total cuts of $499,789. But to get to that number in total, that also removes
The secretary.
the
No.
elementary guidance counselor.
Oh, the elementary guidance counselor. So it leaves in.
The secretary and 2,
Leaves in the secretary.
and 2.
Yes.
2 half-time positions.
And the,
2 permanent subs and the secretary
Okay.
are added back in.
Okay.
So the adjustments are, add back in 2 permanent subs, add back in the secretary cut, take out 30,000 from high school other objects, and take out 6,000 from manufacturing and welding.
So can you take out the little, what was left? It's like
From curriculum?
$1,000 or something, just from curriculum? And then, so can I,
Oh, hold on. She's got.
I got another area.
She has another area.
Bill, line 245, which is labeled Board of Ed Professional Tech Services at 50K.
Oh, no, that's Munis. You know, you
Yeah.
can't touch
But
that.
I'm asking, it's 50K.
Yeah.
We were 45 last year, and we're forecasted at 36. So
Well,
we've bumped it a little, right?
That's an old projection, just.
That's an old
Okay.
projection.
Right.
Okay.
At this point.
But does it have to go up to that 50, right? Could we
I do know
put it back
that-
at the 45?
That Munis went up.
Okay.
yeah, let's just leave this, we're
That-
there, we're at our 50,000, or 500,000, so
so can I make a motion
give or take a few
for
cents.
everything?
You're welcome to make any motions you would like to make.
But,
Right.
Kristen,
Well,
that's-
I
think
they have to come
is your
back
motion
here.
going to include 1,000 from curriculum?
Yeah, whatever makes
Alright.
you need to make the difference.
It's like 221.
Take 1,000 from something.
221.
Yeah, $221.
Get 222 to be safe.
We may have to go there next round.
I guess I just was hoping
We'll have
for
to get-
clarification on what that is, because to be brutally honest, that looks awful. If someone in the public is looking at this and sees Board of Ed Professional Tech Services, you think like,
All
They
you have
think
to do
we're
is
getting,
ask.
like,
All they have to
we're-
do is ask.
I'm aware, that's not,
Okay, go on.
can I finish
I'm sorry,
speaking?
I'm sorry.
Awesome. I know if I was a public taxpayer and I look at this, I'd go, what is the Board of Education paying $50,000 on tech services for? When, what do we got a camera pointed at us, right? That looks really bad. I didn't know what that was, and now I sit on this board. So I was looking for an explanation, because I'm sure other people who have looked through here go, what are they spending 50K for? I mean, the town doesn't spend that much on their tech services, right? It looks,
It's
some of our lines just don't read correct.
technical services, and one of the technical service is our financial platform, which is Munis,
Right.
which is a big fee.
Mhm.
And there's other small things, Bill, if I recall, that fall on that line.
So it's not tech like
Right.
this tech.
No.
Correct.
That's where my brain went when I first looked at this, right?
Right.
And I'm sure there's other residents in this
That
town
are
that are
doing the
going,
same thing.
what are they doing? So that's why I
Yep.
asked the question, and now it's out there for anybody who's wondering why we spend $50K on tech services.
Perfect.
It's very difficult, oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
man.
go
No, that's
ahead,
okay.
Matt.
I just want to publicly apologize to Danielle for cutting her off.
That's okay.
No, it's not.
I appreciate the apology.
Go ahead. It's very difficult to write an account name that catches every single
Single.
thing.
And I know, because I do.
I mean,
Right.
whenever I end up in this conversation, I bring up office supplies.
Right.
We don't have a pencil account and a paperclip account and a Post-it note account. We have an office supply account. So it is tough
Oh, I
sometimes
know.
to,
The object code descriptors that we have online usually explain that, right?
right, yes.
Yeah,
they-
but
they
I
get
don't,
into
that one, it's not, I don't believe it's there.
We can look at that.
So it might just be something to add, but that's,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
I just
difficult.
noticed like it went up a little bit and it only went up a little bit. So is that a spot, instead of taking that 6 from the welding?
Right.
Could we take it from there instead? Because it's not impacting the kid directly, right? It's impacting us, but.
But Jessica brings a good point. The supplies are gonna be supplied by Connecticut State, that was the deal.
Mhm.
So, as long as that program's running, we should be golden there.
Right.
So,
I'm gonna make a motion that we take 18,000 from supply, miscellaneous supplies, district-wide, 25,000 adult education, 2 full-time subs at 54,000, the crossing guard at 12,000, the special ed before there for the 215,789, the second shift custodian for 57,000, the science teacher for 82,000. Get rid of the adding in the guidance counselor and also take away 30,000 from high school other objects, 6,000 from manufacturing and welding, and
$211 from curriculum.
$211 from curriculum.
I don't know, that's a lot from curriculum.
I'll
guys.
second that.
All right, Kristen has made the motion, Matt seconded it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes this. Okay, but we knew that. All right,
okay.
that's where we're at. I
Thank
told you an hour at 7:02. All right, moving on to citizens' comments. There's nobody in the room. We'll open citizens' comments on Zoom. Going once, going twice. No citizens' comments. Board of Education member comments. Matt?
All these cuts affect our students. Many of these cuts affect our staff, which are people, they're human beings, and it's not good. And I want to think I speak for everybody sitting here, that we're not just doing this lightly, we're not doing this because we want to, we're doing this because we have to. And this affects people on many levels, and it's very unfortunate that we need to be doing this. So that's my comment.
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you,
And we're
everyone.
adjourned at 7:03.